Hey everybody, we are back here once again with another episode of the Cloud9 podcast, season 13, episode 6. So if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this episode of the Cloud9 podcast if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in this episode of the Cloud9 podcast, we will be talking about the 2024 League of Legends World Championship Swiss stage concluding, and we will be doing previews for the quarterfinals. So Chaz mentioned this last night. If you guys want to go and watch last night's episode as well, great episode we did actually last night. I know a lot of you guys liked it. You guys watched the replay quite a bit from last night. Chaz said he has to work Thursday this week coming up. So we're not going to have a show potentially this Thursday. We're potentially just going to have to push the show to Friday. And as you guys know, it's easier to do the show Friday this week because I don't have an episode of the MSK show to do on Friday. So whenever Chaz wants to do the episode on Friday, we can do it, honestly. And then we just do the show at a earlier time. I don't know what time he'll be off on Friday, but we're just going to end up pushing the show to Friday this week coming up. So this will be the last episode you get until the end of this week coming up. So just want to let you guys know that really quick. So joining me here in this episode of the Cloud9 podcast to talk all things League of Legends is Mr. Blanks. It's over, man. The 2024 League of Legends World Championship Swiss stage is over.
It's over.
This straight up might be the worst possible result ever.
It was worse. This whole weekend was just
you know what's crazy, man? I was even like brainstorming this at work before we got on the show. It's so crazy that we ended up in the exact same spot as we did last year, despite all the hoops you have to actually jump through to even qualify for Worlds, get to Worlds, and Swiss stage is random. It's just a random luck of the draw system. And the luck of the draw gave us TL versus Gam, rematch from last year, Fnatic versus Weibo, rematch from last year. G2 versus BLG, rematch from last year. And I want you guys to factor in how much even worse that is. All of these were in the same context and stakes. All of them were matches where you have to win this to advance. All the teams ended up getting in the exact same scenario they got into last year.
And also,
crazy.
And also, it's funny how both Team Liquid and Team Liquid and FlyQuest both lost their own life. I think one of them did. And then they both end up facing each other. G2 got hold. G2 just got fucked. They just got, okay, you're going to face Hanwha Life.
They face Pain, Hanwha Life, Weibo, and then they face T1.
T1 and then BLG. You just get the back end gauntlet. It's like,
I'm not going to lie. If they did beat BLG, and they drew like FlyQuest, that is so deserved. And to be fair, they wouldn't have because BLG ended up drawing fucking Hanwha Life. G2 would have just had to face Hanwha Life again.
It got fucked. Yeah.
That's so bad. That's so ass. And last night, Chaz told me after the show that I didn't go over why Swiss stage is just as bad as compared to the other group stage. Now, to be fair, I don't think the other one is as good either because I'll just break down why it's not as good, at least for a competitor point of view. Now, keep in mind, I'm not talking from a hardcore fan like myself point of view. It's just from a casual point of view, okay? So I'm going to just draw this up right now about why the other one isn't as good either. So, and I'll be honest here, people, Riot's probably not changing it because from what I've heard, the records were so big this year for the World Championship. Let's be honest here. If the viewership is there for this random shit, then they're keeping it. They're not changing it at all. Guys, it took them like 7 to 8 years to change the other one. You think this one's getting changed anytime soon? It's not happening. Just saying, it's not happening anytime soon, I should say. But I just find it so weird that out of all the crazy possibilities for this format to have, we ended up with the actual worst one unimaginable, right? It wasn't even the fact that they were all the same matches. They're all the same stakes again.
Every match we did not want for the 2-2 ended up happening. And I kept saying, Azale, shut the fuck up. Azale, shut the fuck up. Azale, shut the fuck up. He said, we don't, wouldn't it'd be better if GK gets Weibo, G2 gets BLG, and this, and this. And I'm like, and then it happened. I'm like, Azale needs to shut the fuck up forever. Because every time he speaks, it's just curse. It's like, Jesus. God, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's also another thing, man, where DK's once again the 4th Korean seed not to make it out of the Switch stage. Just
last year, I think they were the 4th seed too.
Yeah, they were 4th seed last year too. And
this year they were the 3rd seed.
Yeah,
but we all know that they were the
they
worst.
Were secretly the 4th seed. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, T1 got the check from the LCK to make the play in or the
because people were like, oh, but G2 lost. Well, T1's a 4th seed. When does that even matter for someone like the Eastern teams most of the time anyway? You know
damn well they ain't the 4th seed.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest here. If T1, like if people consider T1 a 4th seed because like Weibo's a 4th seed, so people think Weibo are just weak because they're a 4th seed. I'll be honest with you guys, that means really just nothing in the context of if a Western team is fighting against them, right? Because they're losing no matter what. They could lose probably against like a 6th or a 7th seed from those regions at this point. You know, FearX probably would beat LCS and EU teams at this point now, given how bad some of these guys play. You know, I think in reality, when the seeds for the LCK and the LPL only matter basically in the context of like formatting the World Championship. So here, I'll kind of just draw up this map right here. So obviously, excuse my typing. I don't want it to be too loud for you guys. So I just drew up this map right here. Okay, so let's use World 2022. Okay, let's just use that. Okay, so this is the reason why the other format doesn't really work as much either. Okay, so we had T1, we had Fnatic, we had C9, and then we had EDG. Okay, so after week 1, T1 ended up what? 2-1, right?
Yeah.
Fnatic ended up, they beat Cloud9 and EDG and T1.
Yeah.
So they ended up 2-1, right? I think they ended up 2-1. I think they did. Did they? I think they did. After
2-1, but they didn't make the
T9 was 0-3, and EDG lost to T1, beat Fnatic, and then beat Cloud9. Okay, so yeah, they were 2-1 as well. Okay, so 2-1. Okay, let me copy and paste this because Cloud9's not going to matter, but I'll just show you why that's why the system doesn't work either. Okay, so back then, as you just guys saw it back in Worlds 2022, the group stage was somewhat like this, right? And the seeding and format for this was also really, really bad too. But the reason why this is worse, hypothetically, in theory,
no, I think Fnatic was 1-2.
So 1-2, they beat T1 and they beat Cloud9 and they lost to EDG.
Okay, yeah. And T1 beat EDG and Cloud9
and lost to Fnatic week 1. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So the reason why this is also just as bad is because this group stage plays out no matter what without a different result. So someone's going to be like, what do you mean? Okay, so we had Cloud9 versus Fnatic. Okay, I'm going to follow my logic of why this format's also giga shit, why I didn't like it for many years. Okay, so Cloud9 faced Fnatic, right? Cloud9 beat Fnatic, right? They win one game. Cool. Right after that, Cloud9 faces EDG, okay? Then Cloud9 lose it, okay? So Cloud9 losing to EDG means that nothing else Cloud9 does matters throughout the day because they would automatically be out of contention of contesting T1 and EDG to get out of the group. Automatically, just from them losing to EDG, they're already done. So any games they play after that are useless, right? So the first game they had doesn't really matter anymore, even though they actually beat Fnatic because they ended up losing to EDG, so they wouldn't even have a tiebreaker over them. Then Fnatic ended up losing to T1 in their rematch, and then Fnatic also lost to Cloud9. So Fnatic is now 2-2. Now they have to beat EDG. They didn't beat EDG. You guys get my point here? Now, since it's confirmed later on in the day that both Fnatic and Cloud9 are out, right? That means that you're just speed running to get to the end of the group. So none of the games with Cloud9 or Fnatic matter anymore because it's confirmed EDG and T1 are already getting out. And then that's your day. So that means you're basically, that means if the beginning part of the day doesn't play out in more of an upset fashion, the rest of the day does not matter. To be fair, the Swiss format does kind of fix that. It basically means that all the games matter in a sense, right? Yeah. But The problem with having a Swiss stage is that everything is so random that I don't even know how a system like this could have a result like this, where we get the exact same scenarios and stakes from last year, despite this being completely random, right? There was a day of the Swiss stage that one bitch with a knocker in her nose drew balls, and there was no names in them.
Yeah.
And then originally...
Oh, and the shit that happened today, woo, when the shit rolled out. Ugh. And then why Laura put her hands on? I was like, Nick, you in the back. And she just put her hands on just because I was like, it had Big Boy come in, fix it all. I was like, oh God. We're fucked.
Jeez,
they were
man,
fucked.
we're so fucked.
They were fucked anyway. They were so fucked.
And the other problem is basically, since Riot loved that DRX story where they had an underdog basically win a tournament, they just love this now, where it's just, hey, what if like Pain Gaming draws T1? There's a chance that they could beat them just like DRX did. That doesn't even have the same level of like implications. That's not even like, that is so beyond disingenuous. There's so many more levels to that. It's not just because DRX beat T1, it's because the fact that the team leveled up during Worlds to do that. Pain is nowhere near that level at all and will never be on that level. This is why Riot doesn't understand. Just because you get a result of something does not mean that was either the best result that could have happened or that was the best result for potentially how the teams could face each other. That was just based on the fact that DRX just plainly upset people. Remember, keep in mind, guys, they were straight up one inhibitor away from losing to EDG. The only reason why EDG lost is because Scout started getting the certain virus that I cannot talk about on YouTube. His body literally started getting sick on stage where he couldn't even focus properly anymore. And then it proceeded to lose every single game after that. So I don't even know Riot why they think both scenarios apply there. How could DRX winning Worlds one year imply that now that it confirmed their confirmation bias, because we know they love the upsets. Now we're going to try to have upsets every single year. And I ask people this, how many upsets happen consistently enough for you to be like, that was a reason we should have this format? Why? That's not enough reason, because it happened one time. That was the most random shit ever. And I like the DRX story too. And I outside of King and being an absolute complete fraud, sure, I guess. And it's like, can they make a better format, please? It was horrible watching this year. Last year was kind of cool because we did get a variety of games, and G2 definitely. I think G2 played better last year, honestly, in Korea than they did this year in LEC. They played way better last year, Like, a lot of the teams just playing in Korea essentially just made them, I would imagine, play better because the solo queue's better over there. The format was terrible this year. Like, just absolutely horrible. I was just looking to top 8. I was like, can we just draw a top 8? It's going to be 7 Eastern teams, and it's going to be 1 Western team, like it was last year.
And then I'm thinking in my head, who does FlyQuick get? And I was hoping they will get LG. I was like, let them be the first one. And I saw it again. I was like, oh, they're not. Cause I thought they were blocking, and they was going to put 4 Chinese teams in. Nope, they didn't do it like last year. I like last year was better, where they made it that no team from the same region was going to face each other. That at least you would have, because there's a world where FlyQuest faces a Chinese team and get beat. But okay, that's better than what we got this year. I was like,
and we have an interview for you because Chaz loves him some recaps without caps. I don't know what a name that is. Oh my god.
Caps recaps without caps, while caps is wearing a cap. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
While he's also capping for their Worlds result, their scrim results at Worlds. Oh, that's so much cap.
G2 was breaking down out there.
I'll be honest with you, man. Did you see Caps' face when they went on stage to face BLG? He did not look like himself. I think I've very rarely, even in series, I knew he was going to lose. He always showed, like, at least through his personality, he didn't believe at all that they could win.
No, he knew he was fucked. Once BLG swapped back in their old jungler, he knew they were fucked. He knew they were fucked. It was like
you could tell just from his facial expression that he did not believe they could win.
That T1 series broke him. That was a 2-0. went toe to toe with T1 all year, and then we just get 2-0. We just get 2-0.
Also in the fashion they got 2-0 too. People factor in. They couldn't even, like we talked with James last night. They couldn't 1-3-1 an inhibitor opening, super minions open, and then the owner is walking towards the Baron. They have a ward right there because they know he's gonna come right there. That's the only reason why they put it there. They see him. Mickey X and Broken Blade don't team up because they have the best CC on the team to stop him. Like I told James last night, I would just sacrifice to Nautilus because first of all, you give 4 Baron buffs to the team. Nautilus is dead. It just doesn't mean anything. And I'd rather have 4 Baron buffs than none because remember, they get no Baron buffs when he steals that.
Talking about Baron buffs.
Save the game.
Talking about the Baron today. Oh my.
I would say Yike made up for that Baron steal today with BLG. I'll give him that. He made up for it. That
but then the team threw it away in game 3. I'm gonna talk about that one. That one broke my heart. I knew at that point.
Game 3 because I didn't know the result. I was watching game 3.
I watched it live and I saw the pause and I was like, and then when it came back, that pause felt like when you take a timeout, you challenge everything, and then the team just throw the touchdown the next throw. It's like, okay, we're fucked.
Even before the pause, man, I didn't think they could win because their comp is just bad. Rise was the worst pick they could have possibly put.
No, it had nothing to do with G2's picks. It's what they did ban on BLG side. There's one champion.
The Rise had no damage, dude. It was doing nothing for them. It had no impact in the game at all.
No, actually,
split push.
No, it didn't have impact the way
it didn't have impact. Oh no, we're doing puns again.
No. I'm for me who watched the game through. They let the champion, and you know what champion goes through for BLG. I was like, oh, they're fucked. Yeah, it didn't matter what comp they had, they were fucked. You don't let that champion go through. There's 2 auto ban champions, and they let one of them go through. I was like, oh no. G2, what are you doing? And the minute I saw that, I was like, yep. I was like, damn it. I was like, 2 teams I'm rooting for gotta face each other again. I'm like, 6 fucking teams. And the 2 teams I root for gotta go against each other.
Yeah. I just have the one now. It's just Gen G. That's it. It always comes down to them.
I got two that can actually face each other in the finals.
Oh yeah, man. It's absolutely insane when you think about this. What, like, if you look at G2's record, people, for the Swiss stage, they faced Pain, Hanwha, Weibo, T1, BLG. That has to be one of, if not the hardest schedules you can have.
You know the
alongside who else? Who else do I like that had a hard schedule this time around? Oh yeah, Gen G also had a hard schedule. God,
Gen G was so easier.
What are you talking about? No way. Who did they faced Weibo? That was a very close game.
That was easy. That was the easier series. I don't know why Gen G.
Holy shit.
For Gen G, that was the easier series.
Who did they face after that? They faced Hanwha for the quarterfinal spot, and then they faced who they faced in that middle? What else did they face?
Damn
it, Gen G. Who did they face for their third match? Because they had to go 3-0 to get to the
Weibo, Top Esports. They beat Top Esports.
Yeah, Top Esports, Weibo, Hanwha Life. That's about as hard as you can get, honestly. Yeah. I mean, on paper, obviously. Yeah, man. I don't even know what to say. Like, I you know me, man. I would come up here and just yell at them, obviously, but it's like, how can they? I'm not trying to put blame on them for not losing, but how can they ever improve if the level of quality from European League of Legends is like this? You cannot improve like with teams like Fnatic and Mad Lions being alongside you. Because people say, well, BDS would have went, they would have did better. That's not true because BDS were getting apparently rumored ass blasted by these teams.
BDS was what 03 dropped last year too. BDS was 03 dropped last year too. They would have been worse than Mad Lions.
Mm-hmm. And Mad Lions went 0-17 in scrims from what Ebi said.
Oh yeah, they said Mad Lions was pulling out everything, but Mad Lions was losing at the draft. They were
Well, Mad Lions were fucked either way. Their players weren't good. You just coming here to learn to get L's. Actually, like if you look at FlyQuest had Gam, DK, PSG, Homolife, and Team Liquid. And I know people are going to be like, well, and they made top 8. Yeah, they also didn't beat a single Asian team and then also got there because they faced another home region team. Imagine that for the Swiss stage format to end. We get an LCS finals
rematch
match. Yeah, that's what I want to see out of my
no
Swiss stage format.
EU this year at all. Not one match.
Yeah,
not even
the only tournament currently to never have an NA versus EU matchup.
Yep. But we get LCS on LCS.
God, man. Like, that's how you know this format, even though it's random, it's just so fucking stupid.
It's too random. That's the issue. It's too random.
Pure randomization will give you results like that. And keep in mind, this is the worst possible randomization results you have. This is the worst possible ones.
Everything we didn't want happened. It was like, we didn't want DK. We
did the exact same stakes. The exact same stakes. Like the exact
DK
same,
was
like,
in the same thing last year.
Yeah,
yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the team that is underachieving right now is starting to ramp up. You're like, oh fuck, they win. And then the two teams, you're like, oh, it doesn't matter who wins, they're getting fucked. And I said in the thing, I said, watch FlyQuest get Gen G. Watch, it's just gonna happen. It's like, no, you gotta have faith, man. FlyQuest is gonna get Weibo. I'm like, that's not how that works.
They're doing
because I was like, wait a second, because I forgot they were talking about that. They're doing it 1 through 8. That's me. They're not doing let's block our region matches. It's literally one. Whoever's 3-0, there are 1 and 2. That's me. LG's the first seed because technically they got out first because they matched with before Gen G. Even though we know Gen G would clap the shit out of LG in a best of 5. Like, let's not even bullshit that.
Last year, here, I'll just give you guys a preview. Do we even have to preview that game later on when we talk about it? Because last year, guys, when Cloud9 faced Gen G. Last year, when Cloud9 faced Gen G at MSI, that is what that FlyQuest series is going to look like. Maybe even worse, to be honest.
Menace was like, oh my God, Chovy's my GOAT. And Chovy just looked at and then Chovy just bent over the table and yep. Yeah, Menace was glazing Chovy and Chovy returned the favor. It's like, oh, he was a good mid laner. Chovy was being as nice as he can. He has good mechanics.
So, like I told you guys last night for the DK Weibo series, I knew Weibo would win. Kingen is so trash. He's such
I have faith in DK.
Why?
Weibo looks like frauds this year. They're much worse.
I'll defend Weibo a little bit this year. They are inconsistently consistent. That's what they are.
That's the same thing as DK.
I would say they're a little bit better than DK. That's all. That's the reason why I thought they win. They're a tiny bit better. I'll take Light and Crisp over Aiming and Mohab any day right now. Showmaker and Xiaohu are pretty much even. Tarzan over Lucid. Lucid doesn't know what macro is. You saw that today. He can't play macro to save his life. All he knows how to do is just farm one camp, gank. Farm one camp, gank. He doesn't have no idea how to play the game at a much bigger pace. Hopefully he can play that next year, but he's for sure named now Flaccid. I'll never call him Lucid. He's Flaccid now.
Oh, shit.
Kingen versus Breathe. As you guys saw today, Kingen made Breathe look like he was one of the best top laners in the world because he's just trash. He sucks. Kingen is not. He's a fraud fucking world champion. Good Lord, man. How that guy managed to beat Zeus when he did is beyond me. But holy effing shit. Thank God Weibo won because DK is, man, imagine DK, a top 8 team in the world. You couldn't pay me to say that shit.
It just be a free win. It just be a free win for whoever they. It would just be what LNG versus
DK would have faced
LNG. No, either LNG or Genji because they were the last 2 teams because they rolled the 3-0s. That's me. Those were the top 2 seeds. Due to LNG got picked first, they were considered the ones or not 1 seed, but they were considered on one side of the bracket. Genji's on the other side of the bracket. and then they went from there. I was like, okay, and yep.
So that was Weibo versus DK, and they ended up winning in 2-1. Then you have G2 versus BLG, the match of the day, actually. And there's a lot of things to put in context here. So Europe's obviously Worlds is obviously in Europe this year, as everyone knows. It's in Berlin, the same studio that they've been playing in the LEC all year, the revamped studio that houses 100 people, right? So quarterfinals is in Paris, and I think semis is in Paris too, because World Riot stopped jumping city to city after quarters to semis to finals. So now we're in a situation where no European teams on home soil got to top 8 in Europe in the same studio they've been playing at all year. And G2 and BLG are in the exact same scenario they were in last year.
But this ain't the first time that happened. 2022 reverse. There's no NA team in top 8.
Yep, there
in
was
America.
No NA teams that went to Atlanta. Was it Atlanta for the top 8? No, that was semis. What was top 8 at?
New York. Was it New York?
Yeah. They kept Worlds in New York for top 8. Yeah,
New York.
Guys, you didn't go there one day to see a match.
No, I did.
You said you went for groups. You said you went for the group stage to see 100 Thieves.
Yeah, no. I was working the days. I worked. This when I was still at my old job.
You're right. Yeah.
I worked the weekend. I could sneak out for shit. Plus, security got tighter after a lot of people were sneaking in there in groups.
I remember you said you went to see a 100 Thieves game and the crowd became a library after they lost. I was like, that's.
It was because it depended on what game at what time it was, because like they put 100 Thieves early and then I forgot, it was someone in our group. No, it was like there was no fans for them. It was because our group didn't have a European team in it. It was who the fuck was in our group? Was it DRX was in our group?
Yours was RNG, G2. RNG, Gen G, and Flying Oysters.
Yeah, no one was. It was like there was like one guy room for flying. There was one guy room for Flying Oysters. There was a Korean guy room for Gen G.
Oh, he was boosted as fuck.
Yup, and there was a few Chinese people from Chinatown room for RNG.
Give me 1 second, guys. We're gonna bring up the G2 games actually. Okay, so what did Onivia put out? Okay, so we had all the games for G2 versus BLG. I'll be honest with you guys. Game 1 was a complete stomp. They actually just beat the living shit out of them. That is I actually I was awake because I wanted to be awake for their games because you guys know I like G2 a lot. Yeah. I was awake to watch game 1. I watched game 1 and I was like, you know what?
I'm gonna tell you this about the DK Weibo series. Game 1, Weibo clapped him. Game 2, DK woke up. Game 3, Weibo clapped him. DK had a fight, but Showmaker gave up on his team. He knew he was playing with a bunch of bots. King was
win with Mohab, man. Mohab is just
wasn't actually the problem. It was King and fucking aiming.
It's crazy because
aiming draft
should be the secondary. Aiming should be the player on their team that should be your secondary carry, but he didn't. In my opinion, he didn't really show up at Worlds at all this year. He played better
aiming, but he had no aim. Just think about that.
I hate it.
Plus whoever their coach is, their drafts were absolute dog shit. Even when they won
the draft, the person. Oh my god, it used to be the person who used to draft for T1. They got rid of him. Zephyr or something like that.
That's I can see why T1 got rid of him. DK's drafter was garbage.
What's also really interesting about the G2 BLG series, and I think all the series today, was that Skarner and Yone just might have to be just auto banned. Skarner a little too.
That's what I was saying earlier. Like that's why G2 lost Game 3. Why the fuck you let Skarner go? Yone is Skarner need to be the first 2 banned. I don't care if you let Sarah James go to.
If you're on red side, you gotta ban Skarner and Yone. If you don't ban those and you lose, I'm not feeling sorry for you.
That's why I didn't feel sorry for G2. And then that whole bullshit with the pause. And once we get there, oh my god, that's what I knew.
Even in this game, I didn't. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't think Caps had a good series at all. I think Knight just kind of put him down. It was embarrassing.
Knight finally woke up. Like,
I'll say this, I was very harsh on Yike in the other games they played, but Yike didn't play that bad at all today, honestly.
Yike did good. Hassan, they put him on a relatively auto champion.
Hassan played fine, but then again, like, none of his teammates really ever peel for him.
Nope.
They never actually protect him at all.
If I'm on Osama, I'll probably leave the team.
Who's he going to? SK Gaming?
Maybe Fnatic if they decide.
No one wants to go to Fnatic, man. Oh no! Don't put him on that hill.
Bob will tell you why. This you could tell this team has reached their
they have. Yeah, I don't know who you swap out. Honestly, I wouldn't swap out. I don't think Broken Blade played that well at Worlds.
No, I mean he did, but then again,
you can always get Oscar.
Oscar got a new contract extension with
Brazil.
No, it's Fnatic. He got a new contract extension. That's why he's not going anywhere.
Fucking hell! All right, well, we'll
see right there. What they let Skarner go through. I was like, yep, just go to game 2. It wasn't even
Skarner is such an OP jungle pick right now. I would say Skarner Nocturne.
Nocturne plays well to Skarner, but it doesn't matter when.
Yeah,
it's like,
what does it matter based off the team comp? Their team comp has no damage. Like they have no early game damage at all. It's mostly just a scaling team that's gonna 5v5 you. Whereas BLG's team is a team that could just pick you off. It can also 5v5. It can side lane very well. And I don't think G2's comp is that bad here, but BLG's is just better if you look at it just pound for pound as the game moves on. Like All-Star engages in.
BLG got Jack. You let Ben get Jax.
Why is Ben getting? Ben shouldn't be having Jax anymore.
But the issue is too, you can't ban all 3 because if you let Yone go through, you know that's getting Yone. That's just FF. Just like.
Did they have Yike play Skarner in game 2? Yeah, they did. The only game they won, they had Skarner actually.
And Yak showed me that he's good on that champion. So I was like, all right, cool. I fucked with that.
He made a really good play. I will say that he definitely got them into it. Like throughout the series, the tension was at an all-time high. The crowd was like, I don't even think they could win this, but they were just believing because there's hope.
We were believing because it was like there's gotta be. It was like we get the shit draft, we get T1 then BLG back to back. We gotta face Hololive. It's like what the fuck? It's like you're in Europe, but it's like. We saw Ottawa with the fucking jigs. This bitch is the jigs. Fat boy is the jigs. G2 just fucked. It was like, all right, cool. Yeah. It's not meant for the only time a team could get out of the fucking
Swiss stage
is if we go back to America. And that's what it seemed like, or China. Because at this point it was just like, man, fuck this. It's like
And it's so crazy for this scenario, the fact that G2 and BLG ended up in this exact same scenario they did last year in Korea for Worlds 2023. And then it went to 3 games. But to be fair, I will say this. Last year in game 3, they lost way faster because they just got destroyed in the early game. This game the third game was winnable. It was so winnable there.
A two that Paul took all the momentum.
Yes. Mm-hmm. This game's just an absolute stomp. They got rotated. Jun just coming back into the lineup just made BLG just way stronger. Like I mentioned earlier in the other episode, I don't know why they got rid of him. Made no sense to.
It was something about team composition. I don't know. It was dumb because
the only reason that I could give them is for Wade probably played better in scrims, but he played worse with the team on stage. But Jun just has better chemistry with these guys because he's been playing with them for about 2 years.
According to some people on in the chat and from records, it wasn't even that. It was probably something with the coach where the coach did feel like Zud was up to par after they put Way in there, and then they realized.
Oh, you're right. They had Mage. They probably didn't think he was playing good in the Mage jungler meta earlier this year.
And then they just brought Zud back, and Zud's actually better at script than Way. Way is one of those things. I don't know what the fuck happened with that whole shit. All I know is this:
Double if you're ugly and you failed to get out of groups and your girlfriend's a thought. Fuck you. All right, yeah, back to our regular schedule programming.
Already in progress. And then it's like, damn, it's like you look at who was it?
Like, just I want you guys to see this right here. He was getting already outlaned by Knight, and then more of this kept happening. Just getting completely demolished. It's just horrible. He just had a horrible day. He had a completely horrible day playing. Broken Blade avoided the gank here. That was like you could tell. So this is a bait in League. When someone is playing this scared to get you to going further, there's a good chance the junglers. It's like the oldest trick in the book for ganks, honestly. Because if he was beating you, well, then why would he be playing back from you if he's beating you? He would obviously someone would obviously be there. So Broken Blade avoided the gank. Then Mickey X comes mid, and then Caps uses his E on the clone. What are you doing, bro? No, Mickey X. I don't know why you go in. Rakan has like 5 damage in his autos. Don't know why you go for that, but whatever. You're not gonna get punished for it because he doesn't have any health. Like just little plays like that. You're just like, I just don't see it. They really going like, man, they were really testing my patience here today. I know the caster said his win wall was backwards. I don't think that was that bad, honestly. He can't pull the feathers back if it's like that, for the root. So it was fine if it's backwards. Plus it's Yasuo. He can't hit through it. Honestly, Elk played a lot better today. I'm still not sure if On's form is back, but Elk, I think, has been playing a lot more better.
It's not there, but it doesn't matter because Mickey wasn't going to push it anyway.
Yeah, you saw what he just did there, guys. Mickey X ran into a mid laner with 2/3 health, 2/3 mana, and just 5 auto attacked him. This right there. He knows they're there. Why? Just why? Explain to me why. They don't have the map pressure. Caps is not there. They're barely in position. Like, oh my god, man. Holy shit. But nevertheless, they did it because Chaz wants to talk about game 3. They did end up actually winning this. It was actually off the back of a play that Yike made at the Baron Pit. Yike had a great ultimate right here, and they actually managed to swing the game fully back in their favor. So, good job, Yike. Yike was super clutch with that. It was awesome. It's crazy how the only game they won was Wild Skarner.
Yep. That's why, Gates.
Oh, look at that. Easy setup.
Yeah, I played Skarner earlier today. Oh, my God. That shit felt so good.
So broken. That champion is so fucking broken. Holy crap.
Yeah.
If someone loses with Skarner, you suck.
I got a 4-man ult, and then my misfortune, right? Got a pentakill because the other guy was coming behind, blasted all 5 of them to oblivion because she built AD and she built Bloodthirster first. I don't know why she built, but I think Bloodthirster made sense. Bloodthirster into Infinity Edge into
that's actually the build now since they buffed Bloodthirster.
Bloodthirster into Infinity Edge into what's the gun one again? I keep forgetting that.
Essence Reaver?
No.
Oh, Rapid Fire Cannon.
No.
Is it Collector?
No, the Collector.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that pentakill came so easy. It was just GG's. We got the Baron, and then we just pushed. This is the only solo kill game I played. It's the only solo kill game I played. I'm not playing solo kill is just so toxic right now. It's just literally, if you don't ban, if you let Yode, Yasuo, or Skarner go through it, people just FF in 2 minutes. The minute you fall one level behind, I saw a guy literally just like DC when the other guy let Yode go through. So I can beat Yode. I was like, okay. You're playing Silas. Okay, all right. Yeah, all right. You said you could do it.
The other thing I wanted to mention with this series is specifically this game is you look at the highs that this G2 roster can hit, because even at MSI, they 3-0 top esports. They did in a very convincing fashion. So you think if they could just reach that level again, they can do it. And in this game, they definitely did. But guys, it's not been as consistent with them. They haven't been at that MSI form, honestly, in a very long time.
They got no one to challenge them. That's that part. It's like they can't go as hey guys, let's script some LEC teams because them it's like fuck you got script teams that are much better than you, but it's like at the same time it's like you can script a DRX and DRX by clap you. Like just think about that.
Yeah. And that's the problem too, is like they make the other LEC teams break down in scrims because they lose that much. So who can they really practice to get better at?
There was a point they said Cartwright Corp was damn near broken after a scrim. They back-to-back scrim versus BDS, Fnatic, and G2, and they said there was a point where Cartwright Corp, and this is when they still had Sack in the original team.
Oh God!
And apparently the rumor about why Yamada got fired because he was telling them to toughen up, and he was sounding like Spawn, or no.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, Spawn. He was sounding like, "Hey guys, you gotta toughen up, man. I know you're getting beat, but you can't show emotion." You know what I'm saying?
That's why Europe can't. If Europe starts developing that NA mentality where it's like in scrims you get demolished and the players are like, I can't do it. I have to mentally break down, even though I'm getting paid millions of dollars to play a video game.
It was like Cartwright Corp. They said Cartwright Corp was just the most until the summer split. They were the most just emotionally stunted team. That's why they said
the other thing we heard. Remember the other thing we heard was that Bo was a demon in scrims. And I tell people that means nothing. Because
how many times I've played people in practice and he beat me, and then when it comes to the actual game, and then when I actually tuned in, I bust their ass because I'm like, I know how to. Yeah,
here's game 3. The game 3 to decide it all for the fate of Europe. I don't like this draft at all from G2. For being completely honest here, I hate it. I don't like the right pick. I hate it.
No. They lost him and they let Skarner go through. It doesn't matter what G2 picks. They let Skarner go through. Fucking Poppy band. Don't fuck Poppy. You know how easy it is to counter Poppy.
Well, G2's on red side of this game, right? I think no, they're on blue side. Let me see.
No, red side. No,
they're on red side. Yeah, you're right. You were right.
No, Poppy is still Poppy's a flex pick, but you know where Poppy was going because you trust on Poppy. You really trust the way he's been playing on Poppy. Come on,
man. It's off on Poppy. Like he's off.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you should have because the blue side gets 3 bans. No. Okay, red side gets what 2 bans first, right?
Red side gets 2 bans first. You're right. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 2, 1. Yeah.
Go back. Okay, go back to the Okay. Yep.
Draft. We're gonna go right.
Yeah. That's me. Yep. They're done. And then
all right, here we go. Here's the draft. I like. Okay, so
you banned this.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. Are we that scared? Is G2 that scared of Elk's misfortune that it needs a ban?
Misfortune makes sense. You're afraid of Elk's Ash?
I would put. He's actually pretty good on Ash. I would. Okay. I forgive Ash. Misfortune, no, that is not a ban. Come on, that's just an L. Misfortune as a ban.
Jack's ban makes sense. Ari ban definitely.
Ari against Knight. Yeah. Those two make sense. Aurora. I don't think Aurora's probably the most overrated champion at this World Championship. I don't think she's been that.
Aurora's a flex pick, but Misfortune. I probably would have let Elk go through Ash and then counter pick that. That's how I would have done it.
Because their idea is we're gonna ban Misfortune to take Callista. Honestly, if you're asking me, I would take Zaya, I would take Jinx, I would take Aphelios. 3 better champions right there. Imagine a late game team fight with Aphelios in this game, or Jinx in this game, or a Zaya where she can pull her feathers back. Then we're talking about a win here with the late game because they're trying to stack a late game scaling comp here with some early game pressure on Renekton. Why is there Callista?
Yep.
I don't get why Callista's here. What does Callista do? Ryze is horrible here. Ryze is actually just useless. So many more better mid laners to pick. Syndra, you can pick that. Okay. They don't pick Orianna here. Orianna's open. You can pick Orianna here.
Orianna.
God, oh my goodness. I don't get why. The whole year hinges on this one draft, and they're banning Misfortune, Callista go through. Why? Someone's not that good on Callista.
You're letting Skarner go through.
And that's even worse. The jungle pick. Skarner goes through. They pick and they pick Sigel. Maokai, Sejuani are open.
BLG banned Yoda. I thought it was G2 that banned it. It was BLG that banned it. It was like, okay, that's BLG took it out of Cap's hand, but it was like, okay.
It just felt like G2 got no OP picks here.
But
BLG end up with Rumble,
but then
Skarner.
you put Zinzao on you Yike with Zinzao. That like really?
I don't get it. Why do we pick Zinzao? First of all, Wukong stronger, Maokai stronger, Sejuani stronger, Ivern's better. You could arguably say Zyra's better if you're talking about more of an isolated team comp fight.
Because if you're letting Skarner go through, you need to counter Skarner.
Yeah. And what also counters Skarner and hinges him is Zyra with her ult and her grassroots. She can stop Skarner. I would have picked Skarner here because Skarner would go better. Not Skarner. Zyra would go better with their team fight composition right there. I don't get why Zinzao's here. I really don't. It's actually just a horrible draft from G2.
When they let Tarek go through, I was like, oh, okay.
The Tarek would make sense if they had an ADC that they were trying to actively protect to do more scaling damage, like a Jinx, a Philios, Xayah, stuff like that, right? I mean, that's the reason why the guys they lost, their comp is bad. It wasn't even the fact that they were just losing the game entirely. The draft is awful. The draft is straight up not good. I really don't understand. Caps, I don't know what he was cooking in fucking scrims to play Rise, but this pick got nothing done other than like some side lane turrets that he managed to knock down. In team fights, it was getting nothing done. I really don't know why you just don't pick like fucking Syndra. Syndra could get because you know there was a fight they actually won against him in the mid lane. Imagine Syndra's there, scatter the weak, hit 3 people, ult one of them, shoot your low too soon, throw your balls at another person, blow them up.
Exactly.
Why is Rise here? Dylan, were you paid by BLG's coach? Dylan, please let me see that bank account. Let me see how many zeros you got in there.
No, Dylan, why'd you let Skarner go through? That's the first. That's the first.
Rumble.
No, if you gotta let one of the champions go through, I'd rather have Rumble than Skarner.
Bam is fortune. I don't get it. What is
Rumble's easier to take out.
You want Ben on Rumble though? That's another thing.
I'd rather have Ben on Rumble than Zelda on Skarner. Skarner's just too OP. It's one of those take your poison kind of things.
Oh yeah, and
but matter of fact, you gotta do make a point. Ben on Rumble, yeah. But Rumble was just he wasn't impactful like the first 10 minutes on Rumble. It was one of those.
He's just only there for the equalizer later on in the game. Yeah.
But that's oh my god, it's Carter. Oh my god.
I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. This draft is terrible. I hated seeing this.
I hate it. G2's draft is not good either. But the reason why I don't give a fuck about Caps is Rise pick because they let Skarner go through. And I was like, you know what, G2 can pick 5. G2 can just pick 5 teamos at this point. I don't give a fuck. They're done. Pack them up. G2 played the game slightly closer than I thought they were, but it didn't matter. Rumble, Skarner, Silas, Ezreal, Rel. That was like a murderous row champion of the game. It's GG's. Okay. You gave Elk on Ezreal's dangerous.
Elk and Light have been the best, in my opinion. Elk and Light have been the best Ezreals at the tournament. They've been
easily.
If you're gonna ban an ADC, why not just ban Ezreal then? I'd be much more scared of Ezreal than Misfortune.
Why don't you just pick Ezreal yourself? Because Ezreal was a late.
You want to see Hans Sama on Ezreal? That sounds pretty tragic.
I mean, but what champion would you want to see?
It wouldn't work with Tarek though. Yeah.
Oh yeah, never mind. Fuck yeah,
I don't mind the Tarek pick. I think the Tarek pick makes sense for what they're doing. It's just
not Kalista, right?
Paired with better, yeah, because I think it needs to be paired with better champions. Like right here, Yike goes back in, even though they got a victory, and he ends up getting killed here too.
Yeah, that's where I was like.
Equalizer right there. Caps can't do nothing. Oh my god. If he was Syndra, he'd be able to stun from a long range and help him. Oh, but I'm just a Rise and I can only walk around it. We're sorry. I hate
you didn't even say we're sorry. It was like, you try to
bye, Yikes.
I don't think Yikes should be the one going. You know who I think should be going, right?
I just don't get why he goes back in. They're just so greedy. Just leave.
Yeah.
Just go. Nope, they just get booty blasted again. And then go over the pause. So I forgot. I was just watching this with the VOD. It was the pause after this mid lane team fight where they were all super low, I think. It was after this one right here.
Because it was right here. It was right around here.
Yeah. So they actually ended up winning this team fight overall. And you can see like the idea for what their team comp could do.
Matter of fact, go back a little earlier real quick before I talk about
you're good.
Matter of fact, yeah, that whole Baron thing when they try to go for Baron where they were low.
Oh my god, oh my that force of Baron was so cringe. Look at that girl just laughing right there. Look at that bitch. She's just like, yep, EU's cooked. This is trash.
That was the beginning of the end. Because you know how long it took BLG to beat him after that pause came back? 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Literally 2 minutes.
Shit.
The minute it came, that's like when you call a timeout that, and then depending on what sport you watch, the quarterback gets next throws out a touchdown for game, or like the basketball or the guy hits a 3-pointer at the buzzer. That's what happened. It was like you call a timeout just for all that shit, just for your team to get smoked. It was just It took the momentum out of G2. Right. And BLG got a little reprieve, got a little rest.
It was shown in the series, at least in games 2 and 3, that they can beat them if they really put their minds to it. But they didn't believe they could do that on a consistent fashion. Like, I don't know if it was confidence today. I don't know if it was nerves. I have no clue what it could be all three. It could be all of them.
It was a little bit of both.
Why? Guys, this comp already has no damage. Why is it starting Baron? They have no damage. Who's their damage? Tell me who it is. You're right.
And then none come in with Scarter. Like,
and then they pincer themselves in a Baron with this comp with Rumble. And Ben's like, okay, you're a fried roasted chicken. All right, barbecuing your ass for dinner. Okay, who's the next chicken up? Then On's just been, he's just on.
That's why I said On was off. I'm sorry. Some of these days are just too easy.
Horrible Baron. Look at that guy.
This motherfucker just grabs you by the, you know what, just drags you whatever they want.
Even the people in the audience knew they were just choking. That's just straight up choking. What are they doing? When they do voice comms, whoever said to start that, calling it right now, you got to go. Chad, you got to get the fuck out.
You got to go.
If I find out who called for that play, you got to go. You got to get out. That shot calling is Brazil level. Brazil level, nah. You can't do it.
No. That's the shit that caused Ella loud at MSI this year. Let's all rush to saying where you can just go back to the base, reset, and then 2-0. But no,
we had to go and rush inside the base and lose.
Matter of fact, no, it's not about loud. It's not about loud.
This man was tilted this whole year from that loud play at MSI.
No, because them motherfuckers, all they had to do was go back and reset. All you had to do was crack down one tower. That's it. One tower, go back. And you cracked it because they had nothing left.
Yeah, I agree.
And nope, they was hungry.
And then the game. Okay, so after this part, we had that team fight here, and they paused. So I didn't see this on the VOD because it's all obviously edited out. So apparently,
I saw this shit live, and I was like,
okay. So what was the actual reason for the pause?
It was Hasama saw something about his E on Callista. It didn't go off, but apparently it did. It was just Hasama must have not realized that Callista. It got reset that it took a little longer than it expected. But
there's sort of no reason to pause because they won the fight, though. Actually, they win. Just all run away. You win. You beat them. Run. But what does Caps do? He has to engage again, bait his team in. Hansama dies. Then Elk goes, okay, I'll just poke you down. Why did Caps bait them in to go in?
And right there, that's where it paused.
This is where it's over.
Because Hansama saw he should have had another auto attack, but he from his E, but it didn't. And then
he didn't even hit Ezreal. There's no way he even thinks that. He never even touched him.
Yep.
Fucking
And
hell.
that's when they found out. And then 2 minutes later,
yeah. Yep, you're right. It's over.
They just cracked their cheeks. Just the team fight. BLG get some water. It was like a 40-minute break. BLG was able to take a piss, take a shit, get some head. 40 minutes. I'm having a little sit on my dick and I'm busting in her. And then I'm getting that post nut clear to come back to the game.
Look at Broken Blade's TP right here. Broken Blade T-pin. Broken Blade TP'd in. That wasn't stuck.
No, that wasn't a bad DP. You know what the issue is? It was
no, they see
it was on it was on that's what it was. It was on a word and they already knew where you were going to.
Look how bad he was already chunked out. Equalizer right here. Oh, sidestep. Nope, you're dead. You touched it. On the hot lava. Dead.
Yep, Elk just comes in and just I saw this. I was like, yep, we're done. All right. Good night, everybody. Good night.
You know they were crying backstage. Some motherfuckers were in tears.
I think the only one that wasn't crying was BB and Kev. That was the only two. Everybody, Mickey X and Yak. I think Yak was in the arms of Mickey X crying. Hassan was broken.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Zun thought that they were done after that whole team fight, and then he's I can't believe that we won this. Oh shit, we're in top 8, guys! Yay!
Hey guys, we made it. We got there, boys. We just we had to make it for content purposes, obviously.
And now we gonna talk. Okay, let's skip game 1. Unless you want to go over it real quick. Game 1 was a fucking stomp. Game 1 was a stomp.
Game 1 does not.
Game 1 and 2
are just man, this whole series is terrible. This is an awful series. This is peak dog shit quality. This is the way the Swiss stage for this year ends. An LCS finals rematch, best of 3. That's all it is.
And they got someone finally brings out Tom Cage.
And then
why are motherfuckers not beating Skarner?
Do you know what's crazy, man? They just saw G2 play Skarner into Jin Zhao. And guess what Team Liquid did, guys? They played it into it themselves. Because that's just why Western teams lose.
But look, we got Jax. It's funny how neither of them banned Yone and neither of them decided to go with Yone.
That's true. Also, Cassante too. I don't understand why they don't go with Cassante if you're going with G2's comp either. But the difference is trash. I knew FlyQuest would win because I knew FlyQuest were playing better. But this was just awful series from start to finish. This game was a stomp. Next game, Team Liquid's kind of stomped them, but there was a moment where FlyQuest came back because Team Liquid were kind of taking their foot off the gas pedal. APA is so bad at World Championship.
FlyQuest. This motherfucker right there, he's one of the reasons why Team Liquid lost the series.
Did you see what Jin Zhao ulti was doing? Oh my god!
He needs to be fired immediately. he needs to get his own flight home back to America, or just send him back to Korea. It don't matter. Just fuck it.
His mom will take him in. He tried. He's tried a pro gaming career. The APA played so bad. Remember last year, guys? He got destroyed by Palafox, and then in this series, he got destroyed by Quad. He's been playing okay at Worlds. He's not been playing.
He's been mid. He's been mid.
Yeah.
He's been mid this whole.
Quad needs to get a respect for jungle pressure against the Asian teams, but he doesn't even need to shore up that weakness playing up against Team Liquid. They're not going to punish him for that. All Worlds, Quad has been getting ganked constantly because he doesn't understand jungle pressure or when the jungler should be in his lane to gank him. That doesn't matter against Team Liquid because TL is trash. APA went, I don't know, I forgot what he went this game, 0-8, 0-10. Why is this guy always going 0-8 at Worlds?
He can't, the APA can't play Syndra. Not to the level where you need him to play Syndra. And
he played Syndra last year against Palafox.
Yep, and got fucked. Palafox knew he couldn't play it. This is when APA was trying to play more champions, and it was like, Syndra's not that hard. Okay, all right. Yep.
Syndra actually is not. Syndra, I play Syndra a lot. Syndra actually is not hard, but the way he makes it, it's pretty bad.
Syndra's not hard, but Palafox there's certain champions that are not hard to learn. unless you don't have the skill level at that moment to play him. He pretty much just says APA is not there yet to play certain champion. He needs to learn to start playing with the easier champions first, and then you move up. You don't start level 3 when you're barely at level 1. I was like, oh fuck, fuck, god damn, pal, damn, fuck,
damn, daddy, just scrambling my ass the way I like it.
Damn,
all right, so game 3. This is the game I want to talk about. Game 3, because game 2, obviously, Team Liquid win it. This wasn't even the cleanest game either. They let them come back into the game, but Team Liquid were so far ahead it didn't really matter.
No,
but then
I'm gonna tell you why.
3.
I'm gonna tell you why game 2 didn't even matter, because Team Liquid FlyQuest just won game 3, because at this point it was like, yeah, it's already been 6 games. Let's make it a clean 9. FlyQuest didn't even give a fuck about game 2, because and then
Rainer, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Team Liquid needs to be fired. You let Yone and Skarner go.
Why?
No.
Okay.
I saw that comp and I was like, I just turned it off. I already knew the fucking outcome. Oh, but and then someone's chested, but Team Liquid got a Rumble. Doesn't fucking matter.
You know why it doesn't matter that they have Rumble? Because APA is on Kled. This guy can barely play mages. Okay, so I'll put this in clean context.
APA is on Kled and Umpty's on Sejuani, and every time he plays Sejuani, he hits him.
So this is the final game of the World Championship for both these teams. You win this, you get the freest top 8 ever. You are gifted a top 8 after beating no Asian teams. And then Spawn and Reignover are like, you know what, APA, I know you've been complete actual dog shit this whole tournament. No, you get the counter pick. You get to choose what you want at the end of this at the end of this game. No, he does not get to pick whatever champion he wants. You play Talia or you play Syndra.
I wouldn't even have him play Royal Soul.
They gave him the counter pick in the last game to keep their season alive. You do not give that to a player like him. He's not that kind of guy. That is just so bad. Why pick that? That's trolling. FlyQuest's bank accounts got filled tonight.
Oh, yeah,
oh my God. Kled mid. Really? That's what we're doing now? Final game of our season? We're throwing away on APA? The clutch guy who's going to play Kled? I got to get diddied. I got diddied watching this match. Oh, I got diddied so hard.
And we're giving Umpty a champion that he just ultra int on because, you know.
Because the mindset here is, well, he could just ult in, guys. He couldn't even do that. He couldn't do that properly.
Fuck all that. Fuck all that, Team Liquid. In what mindset did you say, oh, let's not ban Yone and Skarner. Let's beat them with their best champion? I'm like.
And then they let Galio go through to counter Rumble. So the Rumble pick means nothing because Galio just counters him.
And then you let motherfucking Masu get up.
And then Jan's on Kaisa because reasons. They ban Orianna. Why would they ban Orianna if it's open? They banned Orianna to take Kled for a counter pick for the weakest player on the team.
They banned Renata to get Alistar.
Why does he get to have the clutch counter pick when he is the worst player on the team in the game that you have to win in order to advance? And unlike a Menace last year against NRG where he was winning it for them until he threw it, AP was never in a position to win. He never got into a position when he got this pick. And then it didn't even matter because right when the game first starts, it's over. Just his first minutes is done. This 2v2 they have with Umpty is, I know he's been kicking shit. I've watched this guy the entire.
There's a moment where Umpty threw the game away. There's a not this moment, but there's a moment later where
this is part 1 of the beginning of the end. They have no mid lane jungle synergy. Umpty is going on quad. APA is going on inspired.
You remember when I messaged you fire Umpty? There's a moment later in the game where I'm like, he needs to be fired immediately. Like he needs to. Who is Steve? Right, Steve, the Team Liquid owner.
Steve, yes.
Steve needs to get on the phone with Spawn and tell, hey guys, Umpty, you won't be with the team next year. Just give him a ticket back to Korea. Don't even have him come back to LA. We'll ship your stuff home. Like just don't even come back home.
Stuff to Korea.
Like, and this was like last year when fucking Cloud9 lost and they were in Korea and they was like a menace. Like I would have been like a menace. You just stay here. Just go back to your parents' house. Won't bring your stuff home. Don't even come back to America. Not even worth it.
Rainer says TL honestly could have gone Nocturne, Impact, Sejuani, Rumble on APA. That would have been a lot better. Like, dude,
that would have been
why? That would no. I agree with you. It's just why is if you're gonna this is the thing about these kind of picks. So here, I'll just explain to him who's gonna watch the show on the replay. You prepare a pick like that for a player who's clutch, who can get you out of these situations, and someone who's been good the entire year. Yeah. Why is the weakest player on the team getting the clutch pick? Something like that needs to be given to somebody else, not Clay. It could be any champion. He's not good. He hasn't been performing good at Worlds at all.
See, you give Scar up,
and in the draft, Scar's up. Galio counters Rumble,
and then Yone just comes in and cleans it up. That's what happens. We could beat Flight Coach is the best. If you have a chance, it's like in Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like in Yu-Gi-Oh when you let two broken cards go through. If you have the handcraft to stop them, fucking use them. Oh, I'm not gonna ask the think I asked.
I cannot.
I'm gonna wait for the bonfire. You're gonna wait for the bonfire. This motherfucker just play Mocharmy. Ask the Mocharmy, and then you let the Mocharmy go through. And then this motherfucker hits you with a cross-out designator. Okay.
Also, this year, I love Impact. I really do. I met the guy. I really do like him. He played so bad at Worlds this year, guys. He just ran it down so hard.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna put this. I'm not gonna. I'll probably put 20% of it.
I will say this: I didn't have that much hope for Core JJ at this World Championship, but he did play okay.
Impact did what he could, but you can only do so much playing next to Umpty. I'm sorry.
You don't APA. And Impact have no synergy with Umpty. Umpty and APA's mid jungle 2v2 is just
it's Umpty's APA synergy is like Caps and Yikes last year. Much worse. Much worse because Yike had an upside. Yike had an upside. I don't think Umpty had an upside. And then you saw that interview with Umpty, right?
No, I know he has no upside. I watched his whole career. I know he's got nothing in the tank. He's just nothing. Well, guys, this was the worst World first stage. So I like
not yet. No, there's one part where I was like, because they paused too, but it was a quick pause.
You knew it didn't matter. You knew Flack was still winning that shit.
No, I forgot at what part it was. Umpty was in jungle.
Oh, this was a part, right? Oh god, APA tries fighting Bwipo on Clay when he had no damage, got killed. It's just so bad. Why is APA given this pick? Because he's probably like, hey, coach and scrims, because remember what Ibai said to them? Yeah. Ibai had that interview. He said, well, when we played up against NA, it was even. So I'd imagine he played that up against like Mad Lions or Fnatic or G2, and it probably worked out pretty well. But that's not going to work out in this matchup. That can't work against Yone, because first of all, Yone can just outduel the extra health bar that Kled has, so that's not going to help him either. And that's the thing, is drafting Kled into this with no AP, it's just get me out. I hate it. Last year's Swiss format was a little bit more better. This one was actually awful this year. Okay, and to top it off, LCS finals best of 3 to end it off.
Yeah, because they killed you,
Swiss stage.
I forgot where it was. There was a what was it? It was
so bad. Fuck this format. All right, let's go. LOL Esports. Oh, remember LOL Esports did our pick'ems for us because we forgot. Let's see how they panned out, guys. Let's see how.
I got three teams for.
The max that I could get was only 5 based off who they gave me anyway.
Yeah, I got.
Okay, so let's do quarterfinals, Swiss stage. Let it be known here. I would have picked Genji for undefeated.
I would have picked Genji too. Crazy part about it, if I would have actually picked it, I probably would have picked 7 out of 8 teams. And the one team I would have probably picked was G2.
You guys know me. You know I would not have picked Fnatic, Team Liquid, or GAM. You guys know that is.
You got more teams than me because you got Genji, Top, Weibo, and LNG. I ended up getting LNG, BLG, and Weibo. I ended up getting those 3. I don't know why the motherfuckers gave me GAM, PCS, and Mad. I knew someone was trolling. Someone trolled me. And then they said one team to finish under Swiss undefeated G2. I know.
Why would I pick Fnatic, guys? You guys know how much shit I talked about Fnatic. Why would I pick them to go undefeated? You know that's some bullshit. Gen.G always goes undefeated in these kind of things anyway, so I would have just chose them, honestly. All right, quarterfinals.
I would have chose Gen.G too. I would have chose Gen.G too to go undefeated.
It's a perfect pick, right? Yeah. All right, so Chaz has to work on Thursday, so we'll be doing the show Friday around 8, 9 PST, whenever, right? So I don't fucking hell,
I'm going LNG. I'm going LNG, but I did that first game is just that's a coin toss in my opinion.
Do I believe in Scout to get past top 8 this time?
Oh, by the way, the Gen.G FlyQuest pick'em is there's a bug. It says 37 days. It's
okay.
They fucked up.
LNG versus Weibo. Since you're going to LNG, I'll just go Weibo.
I got Hammer Life over BLG, but honestly,
the rematch: Gen.G Light versus BLG again in top 8. Peanut, Doran, and Delight versus BLG again.
I'm going to Hammer Life, but I would not be surprised if BLG.
Pure factoring. If BLG and Weibo win these matches, it's an LPL Summer Finals rematch in semis.
Yep.
Top Esports versus T1. As you guys know, like I stated last year, I am never, ever, 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 ever rooting against Faker until top 4. So I'm picking T1. Faker has never lost in quarterfinals.
I got T1 over top Esports.
I want to keep in mind here, the only time he came ever close to losing in a top 8 match was against Misfits Gaming back in 2017. And that series was a throw. They actually really could have beat them there. But that hasn't happened in a very, very, very long time. I will say this: Top Esports has been the only consistent LPL team to actually beat Gen.G and T1 on a consistent level. So if T1 actually knock out Top Esports, they probably just knocked out the best LPL team, actually.
Yep.
So if they knock out the best LPL team, if T1 does that, I'm gonna be honest here. The other one.
That's why I messaged you once I saw the match. I said, congrats, Gen.G's is on world champions.
And then, well, as you guys know, that's not happening.
Everyone says, "Oh, FlyQuest has a chance." Yeah, and
what
then
is FlyQuest's percentage?
You know what?
Did they show you?
No, not yet. There's no percentages.
37 days. Holy shit!
Yeah, it's bugged. Shock said, FlyQuest has a chance to beat Gen.G, and then Gav just over the year to take one game.
One game. They'll be lucky if they survive one game.
That's what Jack was saying. So we'll be lucky to take one game. You think we're going to beat Gen.G, and then at least you have a team in the top 8, and Jack was just like, yeah, and we're going to get the toughest team in the day. And Jack was so done. Jack was just so done with everything. He just wanted a bridge so bad. He just wanted to find a bridge.
And that's also karma. They had the easiest way into top 8. Because they drew Team Liquid.
And then they get, oh, hey, guys, we know you got top 8, but this year, you won't be getting Weibo. You'll be getting The Undertaker, a.k.a. Gen.G. It's like what Tay Long said.
I will say this. If Team Liquid, sorry, not Team Liquid, because they're gone. They don't mean anything anymore, because they're shit. If T1 make it past Top Esports, which I think they will,
it's going to be
Gen.G beat FlyQuest, Gen.G versus T1 semifinals. That might actually just be the straight up real finals there.
No. I was about to say, and I wanted to say that is the finals. It doesn't matter who comes out the other side. If Hammer Life comes out the other side, I would feel more comfortable with Gen.G.
Imagine the Gen.G Hammer Life finals for LCK. What if with this inter-region finals, every fucking international tournament,
LCK could literally bring 4 teams. What is shit? Still gets 3 teams in, and that motherfucker will win the final. LCK is just goated. Like LCK, something about Koreans is just goated. And this is the if Gen.G does not win this year, I'll say don't ever win Worlds.
If they lose, coming home. If they lose,
I'll rule for T1 to win Worlds, but low key, I want Gen.G to win Worlds, and everybody can just shut the fuck up. Like, because I'm at the point where if Hollow Life would,
you're at the point now where it's just like me. It's just put up or shut up. Can we win Worlds with Canyon? If we can't win Worlds with Peanut, can it happen with Canyon? Yep. If it can't happen with Canyon, who else can it be then?
Yep, it's like
And to be fair, if T1 knock out Top Esports, because Top Esports is the only team to challenge Gen G this year consistently, T1's already going to knock Top Esports out for them. Your biggest competition's gone already.
And now
to be fair, if Top Esports do upset T1, not only is that absolutely insane, now Gen G have to face
I'm gonna tell you why it won't matter if it doesn't matter who wins between Top Esports and T1. I think Gen G is clicking on all cylinders now. But the issue is they haven't played in almost about 2 weeks. Let's just get that.
That's what also kind of hurt them last time around too. But to be fair, it's not going to be as bad this time around.
It doesn't matter because they get FlyQuest.
Yeah, last year they had against BLG where Toby's like, I'll play Kali into Nico.
They got Toby versus Quad. Okay, yeah, that's Pays versus fucking Masu.
Dwippo versus Keen. Canyon versus Inspired. And I know Chad's going to love when Canyon opens up Inspired's asshole on stage.
And Lehan versus Busio.
Busio doesn't count. Busio could just play Lulu.
I couldn't say that. I couldn't say that with a straight face. Someone said Busio's going to be better than Lehan. I was like, you bullshit. Like, Quad's going to show Chovy who's the man. I was like, yeah.
I will say this for T1. If T1 do lose Top Esports, which I'm not sure, I don't think it will happen. That T1 roster, some roster changes will happen. That is for sure happening.
I'm telling you right now, T1 can win Worlds and they're still getting roster changes. But if T1 does lose to Top Esports, oh no, the roster changes are probably happening.
You'll hear about the roster changes within about a couple days.
Yeah. Easily.
Come on, defending world champions. You lose to China. Ooh, in Paris.
But don't forget, Top Esports is the only Chinese team to beat them in Worlds.
Yeah, the only team.
Besides BLG beat them earlier this year at MSI. But BLG ain't the same team.
This one right here is such a toss-up. I mean, I do kind of believe in Scout. I really do.
I'm going LG, but I would not be surprised.
I don't believe in Hong. Guys, it's Hong. Come on.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. They got the worst series out first. This would be probably
given how scrappy these teams can get. This is probably going to be 3-2.
3-2. Hollow Life, BLG 3-2. T1 Top Esports is either 3-1, 3-2. Genji 3-0.
Yeah, this is the only 3-0 series. All of these are probably just 3-2s, honestly.
Genji, it could possibly be a 3-1 if Genji controls the game, but Genji is the one team out of the 7 Western teams. Genji's the only team that doesn't troll. Hollow Life was trolling against G2. They were trolling. They were trolling. They trolled against FlyQuest when FlyQuest pulled out Doodoo. They were like Hollow Life was trolling against FlyQuest. Genji, I never seen Genji to troll. They just come in like Genji's like the motherfuckers that come in and just rob the bank, don't like put the money in the bag, do anything, I'll pop you in the head kind of thing and walk out. They don't try to bullshit. Like
I'd imagine that Kadro was going crazy.
Kadro was broken when G2 got BLG. He was broken. He went 5 minutes not talking, and then he just ended his chat. He molded his chat, and then he just ended the stream. He was broken, and then he missed the flight, and then he got a shit haircut. Then before that, he was like, no. Him, oh my god, Kesha's loud ass. That motherfucker was like, what? You saw it? Stop throwing. I was like, yo, Kesha, you gotta chill the fuck out. That motherfucker. I was like, oh, okay. You gotta play Kesha with headphones on. That motherfucker was just.
The guy that screams a lot for G2. Oh,
that motherfucker. God.
I'm
like, now.
That guy. I'm not watching that guy. That guy is so cringe. Hell no.
Kadro, oh my god, Kadro was just spiraling out of control. I felt bad. But at the same time, he kept saying he was like the one saying, oh, like I forgot what he said, but either way, I was like, oh fuck, yeah. And IW dominate, yeah, he gonna eat some crow. He's like, oh, T1's not gonna win the world this year. Ha ha ha. And it was like, guess what? The team you was rooting for is getting fucked too.
God.
Genji does beat T1, but I swear to God, T1 beats Genji. IW needs to be on, watch. I ain't gonna say it because on YouTube, but you know what?
FlyQuest. Keep in mind, if we live in a world where FlyQuest bring Genji to 5 games, I will actively get a rope and end that shit. I can't live in that world. I'm telling
you right now, IW will be on watch if T1 beats Genji. He'll be on watch. If Genji does not win Worlds, IW needs to be on. Watch.
All the T1 haters. Oh my god, you know what World's gonna be with top people. If top esports do actually beat him, if top esports beat T1, oh my god, they're like, fucking hell, holy shit. And to be fair, they have a good team. It's definitely possible they could do it. That's probably gonna be the closest series out of all of them, honestly.
Yep.
That and Hanwha Life series, T1 and Hanwha got the hardest opponents they could probably draw, and T1 they don't have to face BLG this time around, so that's actually pretty good.
I think T1 would have been better into BLG than
Hanwha. This time around, yeah. Oh, Space Ghost was on LCS. It's OnlyFans, bitch.
Like if you flip T1 and Hanwha Life around, it probably would have been T1 versus Genji in the finals.
All right, so you locked your matches in. Mine's locked in.
I got LNG. Honestly, that first game, I'm gonna keep that one open until about like 4 hours before, and then I'm gonna keep switching back and forth. I got Hanwha Life over BLG, even though I did root for BLG. I don't know, man. Hanwha Life, but BLG can't catch Hanwha Life slipping. I got T1 over Top Esports, of course, and I got Genji over FlyQuest. I ain't the biggest, Genji fan, but if you root for FlyQuest over Genji, you huffing the biggest amount of copium, smokium, you smoke a son, because there's people say, oh, what if FlyQuest upsets Genji? Then the world's about to end in 92 days, because they know in hell the FlyQuest is upsetting Genji. There's no Western team that will upset Genji. There's 3 teams that could upset Genji, and they're all in Top Esports is one, T1 one, and the other one's Hanwha Life. There's no Chinese team outside of Top Esports, I'm afraid, for Genji to face. The other 3 get smoked. Scout versus Chovy is not close. Knight versus Chovy. No.
Chovy versus Quad. Oh god, he is gonna get railed.
It was like, hey guys,
keep in mind, guys. This guy doesn't understand jungle pressure enough to not get ganked. Canyon will be bending him over repeatedly in the series.
Canyon's about to bring out the baby oil and take that. Quad. Quad is inspired. I see it. Aspire's gonna have it hold his own. Oh my god, all the ganks on Busio and Masu. And Masu's been playing well, but my god.
Masu has been playing well, but there's
you go get some motherfucking assassin and pays. And I'm telling you right now, the mid lane gap is so wide, it's like you got the only way you be in Genji if if Chovy gets to it gets sick. That's the only way. And they said Chovy eat nothing but vegetables and water. This motherfucker is a straight robot. Just Church of Chovy, he'll have to eat they said he eats meat once a week. Some bullshit. It was on Reddit, but they said Chovy would be the last person to get food poisoning, because that motherfucker he doesn't even eat much. He's in 14-hour days just solo queuing. I was like, oh, that's dangerous. That's a dangerous person. When all that motherfucker wants to do is eat, sleep, and play League, that's a dangerous motherfucker. That's what I'm saying. He's locked in, not like Double F. Hey guys, I was like, no, Chovy don't stream, he don't do nothing. He just locks in for 14-hour days, peas in a cup. It's like,
oh yeah. Before we go, remember that viral spawn video with him talking to poor JJ. He said we got to put in more games. Well, Spawn, buddy, none of that matters now. You're out. That's just over.
I mean, he did put in more games. Got the game 3 at least, because. But then again, FlyQuest wanted content. FlyQuest knew that they had your number, and then you just gave them. You just gave them game 3. You just said, hey guys, We want to beat you at your best. It's like giving Bruce Lee nunchucks. You give these motherfuckers Garner ain't it didn't matter what the fuck. It's like you keep saying Cass and Ryan. It didn't matter what Cass was playing. You gave over Skarner. And you had a trash ass comp. Caps could have had an actual good middle lane. It didn't matter. You gave over Skarner. You gave over fucking Skarner. Every time they picked Skarner in that series, they won. Or, whoever team picked Skarner. You gave over Skarner. GG's. I was like, yep, nope. Didn't even fucking matter. Did not matter. Did not matter. And
I don't even know I don't even know what was worse. Watching Team Liquid play that bad today or watching Fnatic yesterday. I was just in the zeitgeist of bullshit with most of these teams. Horrible.
Team Liquid, because you believed that they had a chance. Fnatic, you knew that they didn't have a chance. Fnatic gave up on themselves on each other months ago. After summer finals, Fnatic gave up on each other. Then when they beat G2 and they saw shit was sweet, and then they saw G2 in the finals again, it was like, oh fuck, yeah. It's like you could beat motherfucking Undertaker on SmackDown, but when that motherfucker gets to WrestleMania, oh yeah, your ass is his. And G2 3-0'd your ass. That's when I knew Fnatic was like mentally done. They had no faith in each other. Matter of fact, no, they had no faith in each other after the EWC. But MSI that was one of the
and the thing is, G2 can't get any better in the LEC. G2 has done everything imaginable. They've conquered every single thing. What can you do to get better, man? It's over, man.
That's why I think, honestly, you run it back one more time. You can't get anybody that's going to make the team better. That's
yeah. Part. All right, calling. Okay, so we get Adam top.
Okay, yep. That's me. Adam
versus Captain. You hear me here? Okay. You get Razork jungle.
Nope, that ain't happening. Razork's going back to Fnatic.
All right, swap out Nook for Caps because
No, fuck all that.
I'm not doing this.
I'm about to get Abadage. Keep Hosfama, get Limit. Yeah. Matter of fact, build a bot lane from Misfits, get Ignar.
There you
Call
it. Hosfama reunites with Ignar.
Yep.
Oh my god! Wow!
Matter of fact, trade out Yanks, get Yankos.
God damn.
Get Wonder Yankos, Caps.
I can't do it. Nope.
Nah, get the G2 2019 and get Misfits 2020 what?
2017 bot lane.
Yeah, get 2017 Misfits bot lane and 2019 G2. Hey, admit. Let's fuck it. Let's try it. Let's try it for 1 year. Let's see. Let's see if it works. I don't know. What else do you do? You're only as good as your competition.
Yeah. Because before we go, because I got to go to the So Savage in a little bit. But the last point I bring up for G2, and we can go over this more on the show on Friday.
Oh no, trust me, I'm breaking it on Friday. We're going to talk about the first 2 games.
So last year, the only real reason why G2 was a little wonky last year, even though they actually were pretty good, was because they didn't reflect their scrims on stage, right?
Yep.
It was hard for them to transition that. But this year,
and Palafox said that. Palafox said that G2 was really good on scrim. They were good on stage, but they became predictable.
Yeah. So this year they short that weakness up in the LEC. That means they fixed the coaching staff. They scrim so good they make every team cry and break down, and they scrim like they do on stage. Like, what else can you do to improve? They did everything imaginable, but Vitality did everything wrong imaginably, and that's why they're in Bizarro World. Actually,
yep.
I don't get it, man.
With a whole new team, it failed. Battle Lions, like, let's go all Spanish. It failed miserably to the point where if I'm Matt Lions, I might want to get rid of El Yuri. As soon as his contract ends, he's gone. El Yuri has shown me that he is not good with talent. You saw Fresco was a good mid laner. Okay. You said, oh yeah, I believe in Fresco. You need to be fired, sir. Like, that's what, like, when people, like, that's why I remember at my old job, he fired the manager because he just was bringing in bad people. They were good. No, good friends don't mean good employees. Sometimes you can be cool with somebody. Oh, dude, like, why do you think Michael Jordan is not a good like scout of players? Because he wants to see players like him. I was like, oh, God. Like sometimes it takes role players who can see the game in a more macro level. To be better at seeing which players are good and which players are bad. That's the thing too. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know at what point you break up the team, but it's like you're not gonna get any better. You're not gonna get any worse because unless you replace all 5 players, but then and you're saying we're not trying to do anything next year because it's like
that's the thing. If you run this roster back, it's like, well, we've the highest peak this roster's ever had was almost beating T1 in the upper bracket at MSI this year and beating Top Esports this year as well as 3-0. That their highest peak? You might want to probably try to switch things up. Maybe swap one player out at most. Don't change things up too hard, I would say. Because, if you swap out 2 players, then you're potentially risking the whole thing getting, like, broken up. Because right now, if they already beat everybody... So that's the problem with G2 right now in Europe. They have to subconsciously handicap themselves to somehow get stronger with maybe potentially weaker players.
You gotta find the weakest point of your team. You gotta find who's the actual weakest link. And if it's Caps, it's between Mickey X and Yike. It's like, do you swap? Or if you feel like Caps is no longer has it, do you swap out Caps? But it's like, who are you swapping them out for? You're gonna have to get somebody out of the region because ain't no middle laner better than Caps. Because if you fucking say Nook or Humanoid, I will leave the stream right now because them 2 niggas is trash. Like Frescal is garbage. We know that's a fact. Fuck. It's like we like you don't. It's like because you gotta look at
because the problem here, man, is the same things are just going to keep popping up with the LEC. Do you think, based off the rumors you hear about Fnatic not having enough money for a budget and everything, are they building a competent roster? Guys, they're probably going to keep Humanoid next year because his contract runs through the end of 2025. Humanoid, that dog shit, run it down Inter that you saw that I showed you last night is going to be on their team again.
Or maybe they do the opposite. They buy him out. You buy him out, you get him off the books. Now because
if you bench him, you still have to pay him. That's how big his contract is.
But if you buy him out, you take that early hit, but now you don't have that contract sitting on your books. A lot of teams will do that. Like,
and no team wants him. Who's going to take him, dude? Unless you bench or looking so far, unless you buy him out, which is the best way to do it, and you pay all that money up front, but then you might have enough budget for a coaching staff and the rest of your players. They really should have analyzed if they're giving this guy this much money, is he going to be the guy for them for these many years? Because they gave him like a Caps level contract. Even he played well in 2021. I don't disagree with the decision at that moment in time, but he's not been that guy at all.
And those contracts is the reason why NBA gets fucked. Because when you overpay somebody and then that person find out it's not worth the production, you don't get that money anymore. You don't get that money anymore because if people don't understand it, it's like you don't get that money back. When you do it, it's like, oh fuck. You realize the player is and the thing with Humanoid, you gotta find out that he's definitely not worth the content. We all know this.
Yeah.
But he's not worth the money, and he's gonna be hard to offload. You're either cutting him and you're buying him out, or you keep him on your team and you got to build around him. And both of them are gonna suck, but buying him out sucks
less.
But sucks less is the buy him out one.
I would say this: bench him, make him work for coming back. Honestly. That's like the only way I think it can work. If you bench him and you show him, hey, we don't really need you, you give him the idea that you don't need him.
As long as you're
maybe
winning,
that lights a fire under him. Maybe.
As long as you're winning, because if you're not winning, you're
that's the problem. Because if they start losing without him, it's gonna be like, well, you need me, you gotta get me back. Yeah. Fnatic, you are in a dire situation, and
we got videos coming out. And we got videos coming out about that.
I can't wait to do the next episode on Friday and do the why Fnatic failed in 2024. So I know you guys like the Cloud9 one, and don't worry.
We got to do Fnatic. We got to do it for G2.
Yeah, we'll do it for Fnatic and G2. Yeah.
There's a few teams. Why Team Liquid didn't work.
Well, Team Liquid wasn't going to work because they have Umpty. That's the video right there. Team Liquid failed because of Umpty. There you go.
And then oh my God. I have to find that play again because Umpty, he jumped over a fucking... Oh my God, I have to find the play. I'm gonna describe it.
It's fine. Yeah, but we do have to head out now. I gotta go to my next show. But anything you wanna let the audience know that you're working on before we go?
More Yu-Gi-Oh videos, but nothing too much. Not too much because I'm more busy just playing Pokemon right now. That's me.
That's fine.
Like the video, like that's why I've definitely got a Mark Watch coming out. That one just talking about why each do not buy into this. I'm not gonna say Rigid Abyss is a shit set, but don't spend your money. If you're not going to YCSs, and even if you're going to YCSs, learn how to play without Molotov, whatever the fucking card is, because there's no reason to spend $400 to $20 on Max C3. You're spending rep money. There's no reason. There's no reason to spend $40 to $20 on that card. I'm telling you this right now. Not in this economy. Unless you have a job that that has it where you could you can spend that money. Please take care of yourself first, because there's too many people who are I got like, if you're going to locals and that's the only place you go to play Yu-Gi-Oh, you don't need to spend any. Don't buy any. Yeah, I'm gonna just say that. If you're not going to YCS, do not buy the new Mo Charming card. It's not worth it. Be responsible with your money, people. Be responsible.
Very fine. Oh my God, Space. Man, her tits are huge. So, just to let you guys know before we head out of the show, this week's episode of the Cloud9 podcast coming up, our second episode, is going to be on Friday around 8-9 p.m. PST, and then we'll be able to talk about the first quarterfinal match of the 2024 League of Legends World Championship, and we'll be able to do the why Fnatic failed in 2024 to release that as a separate video for you guys. We're going to do it live on the show, actually, okay? And then that's pretty much it. I'm going to go do the MSK show with Professor Savage Jab. We're going to talk about comic book news and all that stuff. Got some more content coming out for you guys. I just have to edit it, honestly, and get it uploaded for you guys. Going to be talking about Joker 2, Transformers 1, and I got to have a lot of one-on-ones coming up this week. You should have at least about 2 one-on-ones this week each day, along with panel shows. If everything goes okay and everything is scheduled good for the people to come on. So yeah, expect way more content coming out. And I know you guys want the food streams and everything, but we're working on that. I just got to get the time to do it. It's not that I want to do it. I got to get the time to do it because, James is being stingy with being a white man. I got to go and, hug that motherfucker, squeeze his balls or something. But yes, I know you guys like the show, and I know you guys watch on the replay a lot. Thank you guys for all the recent views on the show. We are just beginning Season 13, and Season 13 is going to run all the way through the 2024 League of Legends World Championship, and then we'll start discussing the off-season after that because, I'd rather save all that for when Worlds is over because we'll have something to talk about for, a couple of weeks on end before we potentially take a break for the show coming up in the off-season when all that's said and done about which player is joining which team. So, yes, thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Cloud9 podcast. We will see you guys, not this Thursday, Friday, around 8-9 p.m.